regulars and welcome new listeners to the Reese on the Regular podcast. Today, I finally brought Dom on here, my boyfriend.
Hey, I'm Dom. We've been butchering the intro, but
yeah,
I'm Dom.
We tried to practice it a couple times, but we're just giving it a go. So This is what it is.
Yep. Reese's boyfriend,
yep.
As you know.
I want to start by sharing with everyone just how exactly we met. I know a lot of people already know, but I want you to give your take on it.
Well, my take is always inaccurate, I guess, because I'll tell someone and then Reese is like, that's not how it went. So you want me to give my take?
Exactly. So I want you to give your take and then I'll give the background noise.
We met how many years ago? 3?
Probably like three or four now.
I was in the Cutco business for years selling kitchen knives. And then Reese came in, but she was virtual. So I had no idea how good she looked in person. But then I met her at a conference and I was like, oh my gosh, she actually looks good. Mm-hmm. Then I started mentoring her. She begged me one day. She was like, Dom, can you please teach me how to sell knives better? And I was like, I don't know. Let me think about it. And then, of course, I eventually said yes.
Get off the stage.
And I was her mentor for a little bit. And we kept it very professional. No flirting, nothing. And yeah, some years went by. She went abroad. I always made sure to check in with her and see how life was going. And we really just built like a great foundation of like being great friends.
Yeah.
Then yeah, she finished up school. I left Cutco to start doing solar sales. And she was truly like the best salesperson I've ever met, like in person. So I was like, hey, she's out of school. I know she has like some gigs lined up, but I don't know like how serious those are. So I reached out. And I was like, Reese, you should totally come knock doors with me and see how it goes. And of course, she jumped all over that. She was like, oh my God, any minute I get to spend with you is like great. So she came down to Connecticut, was planning on working. We knocked doors one day together. And that's basically all she wrote.
That is hard.
We didn't last more than 6 hours without like the relationship starting. Yeah, we were just like catching up, having a ton of fun. I don't know how many details.
We don't need all the details.
Yeah, I don't want to like
but that is exactly
everything.
That's how we reconnected. And that story was pretty much there. I'll insert the parts where I think there was a little exaggerating happening. So sales really is what brought us together ultimately. So we thought we could kind of tie this all together today, talk about how to win people over, how to win in a conversation, in life, in sales, in relationships. And yeah, I'm excited. We're dressed up today for St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick's Day is around the corner for us. I don't know how soon you guys are going to see this just because life is busy. So you guys might see this on St. Patrick's Day. You might see it on 4th of July. We're going to see. We're going to do our best. Let's just get into it.
Let's do it.
So just like right off the bat, how do you feel like us working in sales, whether that's just like us working in sales together or just separately, has shaped the way that we are together and B, how we are like communicating just in the world?
Loaded question. It could be frustrating at times, us both being in sales, because we'll get into like a normal relationship argument and then I'll handle it as if I'm like handling a customer's objection. And you could just see right through that. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, stop. Like, I know what you're doing, and vice versa. But I think it helps us more than it hurts us. Because oftentimes, like, people our age in a relationship, they're not fully aware, like, of their emotions or, like, where certain emotions come from. And I think what sales does is really just trains people on, like, why you want to say certain things, why you say certain things, when to say certain things. I would love to, like, think of an example.
An example with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in a terrible mood, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of a scenario.
That's easy. I got this.
I'm in a terrible mood. I'm just a girl.
Reese is a girl.
PMSing.
Reese is a girl. So she has emotions that I'll probably never understand, but it's my job just to take her where she's at and try to support and help her as much as I can. And most of the time, I'm the reason for the mood to begin with, so it's not always super easy for me to handle. a lot of the time she's like, it'd be better if you just left me alone. And that's not really how I roll. I'm like, no, I'm just going to sit here and try to fix it, which probably isn't the best. But
it's like if you're trying to sell someone a product they don't want and they're like, leave me alone. And you're like, no, let me hit them with some rebuttal real quick.
yeah, because if someone doesn't want knives or solar, like they're not getting me out of the house that easy. I'm going to be handling their objections. So I think I bring that to our relationship and it could get me in some trouble once in a while. For example, like she's in a mood, her emotions are kind of taken over and she's not really acting based off logic. And what I want to do is just like grab her shoulders and shake her and be like, stop being in a mood. Like, let's have fun, be happy again. And for the guys watching, like, that's not going to work. I'm sure you found, like, if you tried that with your girlfriend, like, that's going to work 0% of the time. So instead, what I try to do, I'm not always perfect, but I'll take a deep breath. I'll think back to all the books I've read and all the advice I've gotten over the years, and none of the books said shake her shoulders and like tell her to snap out of it. They always say meet them where they're at, take a deep breath, try to like bring them back down to reality, and that's something I like really try to focus on. I'll almost approach it like, hey, like, I know you're not in a great mood right now. What can I do to support you and let you know I'm here without pissing you off? Mm-hmm. And like leave it at that and just let her know that like, hey, I'm here for you. Like if you do need space, I'll give you space, as bad as I don't want to give you space right now. But if you need space, I'm more than happy to like do whatever it takes to just help, support, and love you.
Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of like sales is helpful in relationships to know like the right way to handle things in a way, but it's also hard having two people in sales. Like if it was just you, then I wouldn't like think, oh, like he's hitting me with like the sales cycle, like I don't know, something, the objection handling cycle. So sometimes, you know, I can see right through that, but it is really like the right way to do it at the same time.
Exactly. Sales is big on, we're huge on emotional intelligence, and all that means is like understanding why certain emotions arise. So a conversation we recently had, like mine and Reese's relationship isn't like perfect. Like people see us and they're like, oh my God, they're perfect. They're probably happy all the time. Like no relationship on earth is like that. And like, I'm a human, she's a human. So we all know like she's absolutely gorgeous and she's super fun. So I'll be away and she's like, hey, I'm going out with like my sister and friends and we're going out in Boston. I want her to have fun, like I truly do, but just as a guy, it's like, cool, my girlfriend's a smoke show and she's going out in Boston till like 2 a.m. partying. Like I talk to my buddies and they're like, yeah, it would be weird if you had no negative feelings about that at all. If I'm like, I love that my girlfriend's out in Boston right now and like I have no idea what's going on. So like, yeah, obviously I trust her, that's not the issue, but like I have negative emotions. So my like relationships back in the day when I was young and immature and had no emotional intelligence, I would just be like, cool, let me sabotage her night so she can't enjoy herself and that will make me feel better, right? That's what every like young, immature guy does in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like true men aren't supposed to do that to their woman. So even though I'm still feeling that way, like, oh, I would love to sabotage her night right now so she stays home. Like, even though like that's my initial reaction, instead I'm like, Dom, where are these feelings coming from? Do you not trust Reese, or do you just not like the scenario that she's going to be in tonight? Mm-hmm. And the easy answer is like, of course you trust her. Is she doing anything wrong? It's like, no, she's not doing anything wrong. Like, she's young, she has friends, she has energy, like she's gonna go out and enjoy herself. So like I put myself through a series of questions internally before I act. And 9 times out of 10, I come to the conclusion of like, hey, she's not doing anything wrong. Like she doesn't deserve for you to like be negative in any way. So the text that she'll receive from me when she's about to go out is, oh, babe, like that picture you just sent me of your outfit, like you look so freaking good. Like, you're so hot. Like, you look amazing. I hope you have so much fun tonight. Like, where are you going? Who are you going with? Oh my God, that sounds like such a good crew. Like, just text me later. Let me know how the night's going. Let me know when you get home. Like, be safe, have fun.
Yes. Then on the flip side, it's like, if he had tried to sabotage it, then it's like, okay, now I want to like act out, and that just like made me mad that you would even think that. So like now I'm going to go and do the things you think I might do, versus handling it that way. It just works. That's the way to do it. There's like literally no debate about it.
Well, now you're in the bar like, oh my God, I'm like the luckiest girl in the world. I have the greatest boyfriend ever at home. Like, I'm just going to enjoy my night with my girls, and I can't wait to be back with him. Acting after you have like an internal conversation is very important. Like, all the shit we see on the news are just clear examples of people who just act without like internalizing their emotions and like why they're feeling a certain way.
Do you feel like you learned most of that like through sales and through books? Like, where does all this come from?
Sales is freaking awesome. The income's cool. The flexibility's cool. That's all great and whatever. But the biggest thing is just like who you become in the process, like the constant rejection. Like, we get told no significantly more than we get told yes. I always tell people, if I got told yes more than I got told no in my career, I would have retired like 5 years into my work career. So like, we're just so used to not getting what we want. The emotional roller coaster in sales is insane. Like, you could be so high on the highs, and then you could be so freaking low on the lows.
Within like a blink.
Within a freaking blink. Like, I'll sell a sick deal and be like, yo, boys, we're golfing tomorrow. Like, babe, I freaking love you. Like, mom, you're the best mom ever. And then the deal cancels an hour later. And I'm like, no golf tomorrow. I'm staying in bed. We're breaking up. Mom, don't talk to me for a week. You can't overanalyze. And that's an issue that like Reese and I see in relationships of people like in our generation. Like, they don't take stuff for what it is. They overanalyze. Not only the girls, like the guys our age just like sit and think. And sitting by yourself thinking is an easy way to become depressed. It's an easy way to ruin relationships. It's an easy way for anxiety to occur. So like, I'm not an anxious person. I'm not a depressed person. Like, I'm always walking around happy. And I tell Reese all the time, it's not because like my life is perfect. I could be upset every single day if I wanted to. There's always stuff in my life I could be upset about, but it's a choice. It's like, I choose to be happy, take the cards I'm dealt, and just take it for what it is.
Again, this kind of overlaps with sales, with relationships, but like tone and curiosity and how that changes a conversation. What are your thoughts on that?
I love this question. Guys, I'm going to give you the cheat code to making people absolutely love you. And Reese could attest to this. Like, the first time I met her family, and then she had her graduation party, and it was like a banger, like so many people there. And everybody I met like pulled Reese aside, and they were like, Dom's awesome. And it's not a coincidence. Like, I work to make people like me. Like, I don't get lucky. And this new theme of like being cool is like not trying is the dumbest thing ever. Like, one thing my football coach told me back in high school that stuck with me to this day is, if your name is attached to something, give your very best. Like, it represents who you are. This whole like, oh, I'm going to stand off in the corner because I'm too cool to start a conversation. I'm too cool to ask questions. That's like the biggest lie ever. I'm going to give you guys the cheat code on how to get people to just freaking love you.
Let's hear it.
It is just ask questions and be curious. And I'll give you an example. If I met you and I was like, hey, I'm Dom. What's your name? Cool. Don't really care. Not that I say that, but like, I forget your name right after you told me. We're all guilty of that. We're like caught up thinking like, what am I going to say next to this person, that we're not truly listening to what they're saying, right? So like, you shake their hand, they just said their name, 2 seconds goes by and you're like, shit,
Like, what was their name?
I forgot their name, and now it's so embarrassing. I can't ask their name again. They just told me 2 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm. They say, like, repeat it back to them.
Mm-hmm. Easy example is like, hi, I'm Dom.
Reese.
Reese, great to meet you, Reese. Reese, how long have you lived here for?
Yeah, my whole life. My
You're-
whole 22 years of life.
In Melrose?
No, I live outside of Melrose.
What town?
In Stoneham.
Stoneham?
Yeah.
So I grew up in a small town called Wolcott.
Mm-hmm.
It was like super small, but we were surrounded by some like bigger cities. Tell me, is like Stoneham like that, or?
Kind of. It's
Yeah.
pretty similar.
Reese, did you go to like public school or private school?
Why are you asking me so many questions? Okay,
Yeah,
no.
so
But seriously,
it's just
it's a huge difference versus you kind of just like introduce yourselves and have a surface level conversation. Like, I'm not even gonna remember who he was, but now I'm like, oh, that guy Dom was cool. Like, he could hold a conversation. Like, he asked me so many questions. He actually cared about me. Like, it makes all the difference.
And what's the number one thing that people love hearing the most? It's their own name.
That, and people love to talk about themselves.
Exactly. So I didn't even get to the cheat code yet, but Reese just gave you the cheat code. It's when I meet someone new, I go into that conversation saying, I'm going to learn as much about this person as I possibly can, right? So first time I met Reese's mom, Karen, it's like, hey, Karen, I'm Dom, hug. Karen, like, I heard you have like a beauty salon. Like, can you tell me about that? I love meeting business owners, especially when it's in an industry I know nothing about, and I know nothing about beauty. Like, where do you get your supplies? Like, I heard you made your own makeup brand. Like, were you like in a lab with scientists, like with a white coat on, like making makeup? Like, what was that about? How do you source your inventory? Like, what are the margins? Like, what's the most stressful part about that? And then she leaves that conversation like, holy crap, I just talked to Dom for an hour and I got to talk about myself the whole time. That was so much fun. So the key is like, when you meet a new person, ask about them, identify what they care about the most in their life, and then just go down a rabbit hole of like, you have to truly care. Like, I did care about learning about her business. I wasn't like reading off a checklist of like, okay, I have 8 questions I have to ask Karen right now. It's like, no, I was honestly curious about learning. So like, she had so much fun. Now let's flip it. What if I was like, hey, Karen, I'm Dom. Sit down, don't talk, and I'm just going to tell you all about me for the next 30 minutes. I love to golf. I'm not that good. Year one, like my 5-iron was only going like 140 yards because I would only like half swing and want to make great contact, but now it's going. She leaves that conversation and she's like,
snoozing.
oh my God, I could care less about golf. Dom
This guy's
sucks.
so annoying.
He's so
Get a new
self-centered.
boyfriend.
Yeah, get a new boyfriend, Reese. Like, all this kid talks about is himself and stuff I don't care about. And I do that with like every single person I meet.
Now, I have a follow-up question. Like, how do you stay curious about people, and how do you not feel like you're snoozing off while they're going on about themselves?
It's just like what you want. Like, I want knowledge. I care about people. Me and Reese were just talking on the way here, and can I share the
I don't know what you're
the
gonna
stamp thing? The stamp thing.
We got into a little tiff.
She
about
got annoyed.
stamps.
She got annoyed.
Okay, well, we're gonna get into this, but Dom likes to win the conversation all the time.
I do and I am working on that, trying not to feel like I'm right all the time. But Reese was like, yeah, I went into the post office and I got 20 stamps and they're like $15. I was like, I know, stamps are expensive. And she was like, yeah, I needed more. And I was like, why didn't you just get a roll of 100? And she was like, I didn't know they made rolls of 100. And I was like, yeah, neither did I, until I asked for more stamps and how many stamps they could give me. And they said, oh, our biggest roll is a roll of 100 stamps. And I was like, cool, I'll take that. So like, I just ask questions because I love knowing things. Like, the more knowledgeable I could be, like, I have fun learning and gaining knowledge. Like, right when I walked in here, I asked the studio guys, I was like, so what is this place? Like, who owns it? And I just learned it's funded by the cable company. And I was like, what? That's so interesting. So it's almost like a public library, but for like recording and media. And he was like, that's exactly right. I was like, that's so cool. So now I get to go home and I'm like, guys, you know what's crazy? like where Reese lives, they literally have like a film studio that's funded by the local cable company. Like, I probably won't take any action with that information, but I could be like, hey, friend who's like really big into their own podcast at home, like maybe you should go to town hall and say, hey, I heard this is a program. Like, is there any way we could get a room in the library dedicated to like recording in studio? Whatever it is, like the more you know, the more powerful you are, and just the more opportunities open up in your life.
Yeah, I think it like requires a mindset shift, because you could say, oh, I'm going to start like asking people more questions and let them talk more. But you can also do that while letting it go in one ear, out the other, just for the purpose of like trying to get them to like you. And I think you need to try and get something out of it. Like, you're gaining knowledge and you're like actually excited to like learn about people. And I feel like that's like the end goal, is like be able to use the cheat code, but also like benefit from it.
Like, what have you found? Because I know we've both been there. We're talking to a customer and we're asking questions because we know we're supposed to, but like we really don't care. We're not invested in learning. We're just asking to ask. Like, how do they respond? And like, do they see through that versus like when you truly make a connection with a customer?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you have to make that true connection, because sometimes I am really trying to do that and build rapport and just get the, relationship building before I'm like, buy something from me. But sometimes people aren't really vibing with that, and they're like, what's the price? And they just like want to skip the conversation. So I don't know. It's hard. You have to just identify your customer first, or identify the person you're speaking with in real life first, to know like the right questions to ask and the right way to approach it. Like we've talked about, like there's the bulls and there's the owls, and it's just like the types of people where you can't approach them all the same way. So it's not like an easy cheat code, but like once you figure out people, then that's where it happens. And obviously it's always going to be the easiest with people who you're most aligned with. Like the lady I was talking to today when I got a deal this morning, we were both Scorpios, and that was like the first thing, like clock it. It's the first thing I pointed out when I like saw her birthday. I was like, you're a Scorpio. She's like, yeah. And I was like, girl, me too. And instantly she like dropped a wall. She's like, oh, I'm going to like you. I'm like, I'm going to like you. So just, I don't know, take an interest in people, but also like find common things with people that you can. We're both really great at sales, and we're both personable people in real life, but we've learned so much from each other. Like, I really wasn't great at asking people about themselves until I met you. And I feel like he's literally learned more about the people in my life than I even know, which is like sad. Like the questions you ask my mom, I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that about my mom. Like, he'll come back to me and be like, wow, like your mom did this. I'm like, she did? Like, would have never known that. So it's just like, eye-opening to, I should want to know more about these people, and that's pretty much that.
Yeah. I'm glad I inspired you.
Thank you. Is there like one specific question, or maybe not a question, but one thing you've learned to like ask or say that always works, always changes like the direction of a conversation for you, whether it's with me, with friends, in sales?
I'm big on books, but I'm not big on reading. I'm just not a good reader. It's not that I can't read. I just read very slowly, and I lose interest very quickly. So I'm big on audiobooks. Guys, just rip an audiobook in the car. You'll get out of the car like so motivated with all these like new ideas. And it's like the greatest way to improve your mental health. I'm like such a big hater on this like mental health epidemic that we're facing, because I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like, people sit inside on social media looking at how cool everyone else's lives are. Like, of course you're going to feel like crap after that. It's like, how about when you're driving around, instead of listening to Cardi B, you listen to like industry leader talk about how to win friends and how to get what you want out of life and how to invest properly, and like all these great ideas that far greater people than me in life work their entire lives to learn, and now they're telling me in a 15-minute car ride. So one of the books I'm currently listening to is Never Split the Difference. Forget the author's name, but he was the lead terrorist negotiator for the FBI. So as you can tell, like his question asking is very intentional. And he says like every word that comes out of his mouth is calculated. And it's said a certain way at a certain time to get a certain result. It's insane. Like I've listened to so many sales books, and this one being like in sales 10 years now, this is the first time in a long time where I'm like, holy crap, everything this guy is saying is brand new to me, and this is like amazing. He's very big on asking people what they want. Let's say Reese is in a mood or something in our relationship isn't going well. Like the trump card that I could ask her is, Reese, just tell me, like, what do you want? And just pause and let them talk, and maybe not even talk, but let them think, because it's going to do one of two things. She's either going to tell me what she wants. She's going to say, hey, like, we've been doing this, like, it's not really fulfilling for me. My dream is we do this. And it's like, great, now I could work towards that with her. Or it's going to get her thinking, and she might realize like, oh, I kind of have everything I want. Like maybe I should just like appreciate the things I do have more, and I'm getting upset for no like true reason. So asking people like what they want is very huge, but not even someone you're close to. Like you're meeting someone for the first time. That's such a huge question. Hey, like, what do you want? Like everyone wants something. Everyone's like waking up early in the morning, giving their best, working hard to accomplish something. So it's like, Mrs. Jones, like, I know I'm here to like sell you solar, but like, that's not the end all be all. Like I'm gonna afford groceries this week if you don't go solar. Like it's totally fine. Let me just ask you, like, I have really great relationships with all my customers. I view them as like almost like my second family. They get Christmas cards from me. I'm really big on like knowing what you're working towards. So like, what do you and your husband, Jeff, like, what do you guys want? Like, what's the dream in 5 years? What's something super exciting you guys are working towards? Mm-hmm. And I'll give an example. Like, we just did a solar blitz in Florida a couple weeks ago. These people, their walls were up. They were like, dude, you're knocking on our door trying to sell the solar. Like, get the hell out of here. And, you know, I did my thing. I built pain in their current situation, added some value. And I was like, look, let me just come by, show you the information. You could kick me out the door if you want, but like, it's worth taking a look. And they're like, okay. And one of the first things I asked them is like, guys, you're awesome. Like, let me ask you, like, what do you guys want? And they both like kind of paused and smiled and looked at each other. And then they looked back at me and they were like, well, we're retiring soon in the next few years. Our kids are all grown up. And we would really love to sell the house, get an RV, and travel the country. And I was like, guys, that's amazing. Like, what a cool dream. Like, how long has that been on the dreams list, right? So I'm like just going layers and layers deep. Like, how long has it been on the dreams list? Like, what's it going to take to accomplish that? And they're like, oh, well, the RVs we're looking at are like C-class RVs, like the big ones, and they're probably going to cost like 50 grand. And I was like, cool, is the goal like pay cash for it or finance it? They're like, no, we'd probably finance it. I'm like, cool, what's the down payment probably going to have to be? And they're like, I don't know, like 15. And I was like, guys, 15 grand, like, here's what I'll tell you. If solar is going to get you further away from that goal, I'm not going to let you do solar. I'm not even going to let you do it. But if it gets you closer to that goal, I'm going to do everything in my power to get you guys solar. Let's look at your year one savings. Year one savings, they're not that exciting. You're going to save like $1,200 over the course of the year. But 5 years from now, when you guys are planning to actually like start this journey of like selling the house and doing your dream, your 5-year savings is $11,000. Like, let me ask you guys, would you be excited if there was like glass stuff on your roof and every dollar you save from solar just went into the RV fund? And then 5 years from now, without you guys working more, without you guys cutting out any other expenses, you just have a free 11 grand for the down payment. Now you guys just have to come up with like another 4. And boom, like now we could accomplish your dream without you guys like changing anything about your lives. And they look at each other and they're like, that would be cool. right? That would be cool. Versus like the typical sales guy just like trying to jam it down their throat. Oh, but come on, look, you're going to save like $20 a month to start. Like, why don't you just do it? There's like no real connection, no real.
It's like, why? Why would we do that? You haven't told us like
Yeah.
why.
It's just commission breath. Like they could tell like all I want is the sale. It's like, no, I don't just say these things to like manipulate people. Like it's truly who I am. Like if they were going to be worse off to their long-term goal, I will literally tell them like, look guys, like I will love the commission I'd make on your deal, but I'm going to spend it in a couple months anyway. Like you're probably better off not doing this.
Yeah. The question to ask, what do you want?
What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want?
Ask
Leave
yourself.
a comment down below.
Yeah.
Another huge thing for me is confidence. You gotta have confidence. There's a difference of trying to sound confident and being confident. And I personally think that people can pick up on that. But how do you feel about the importance of confidence in sales and in relationships?
I want to ask you that question.
Okay.
Because you're the girl that's smoking hot. I'm sure you've had guys approach you where like they weren't confident and you almost got the ick.
Definitely got
You're
the
like
ick.
secondhand embarrassment. How quick can I get out of this interaction? It's so uncomfortable.
Like
and
when I first met Dom.
Yeah, right. And the thing is like, well, no, I asked the question. I just want you to rip, and then I'll give my 2 cents.
What's the question?
I love relating things back to like talking to a girl at the bar because like everyone's been there. Guys know how nerve-wracking it could be. Girls know how nerve-wracking it could be or how uncomfortable it could be if the guy's not confident. It's just something like everyone our age could typically relate to. And it relates really well to sales because it's that like same uncomfortable feeling when you're knocking on someone's door or when you're making that cold call. Like the emotions and the nerves are the exact same.
Yeah.
So like give us either a made up story or a real story or just like speak to that.
I'm just going to speak to it because that had a lot of layers to it. So yeah, I mean, just confidence is something that is hard to have if you really think too much about it. But if you just sit back and remember that literally everyone's a speck on the earth. I say that so much on this podcast, but it's like who even cares? Like just I look back and I feel like I was like awkward or like not confident in a moment, I care way more about that than like the fear of embarrassing myself just by being too confident or something. Like every time I'm confident, I never regret it. So I just try and put all other things aside and just try and be myself, whether it's in, sales, talking to a customer that I'm meeting for the first time, like they can see right through that. So you just got to be confident. And when you ask certain questions, like, what do you want? Like you need to ask that confidently because that tone and everything, like we said, curiosity can all come off wrong. You're absolutely right. If someone approaches me and they're not confident, I'm literally not giving them the time of day. But yeah, I would say confidence is definitely like the leading thing for me, where for you, it might be something else, but I don't know. I think you're pretty confident too.
I don't know why she's saying I'm pretty confident. She calls me cocky.
Well, so yeah, I mean,
she is like, I don't even think you're confident anymore. I think you're just cocky. And I'm like, nuh-uh. But like, let me spill some of our tea from like the first day. First day Reese came to Connecticut and our relationship started. I was teasing her. I was like, Reese, I feel like you've always been into me. Like, what's up with that? Why am I getting that vibe? Like, there's no way I'm misreading this, right? Versus like, what if I said to her like, hey Reese, like I gotta talk to you. Like I don't even know how to ask this. I'm super nervous right now, but I always thought you were like really pretty. I was wondering if like maybe when we're done knocking, like would you be open to, I don't know, maybe like going on a date? Now she's like, what the heck is going on? Like, I gotta think of an excuse to not do that like now, right?
Yeah, that's like, if you're ever getting some silly excuse from someone, just know your confidence wasn't there. Because immediately my answer would have been like, yeah, I don't know. Things have been busy. Like, I don't know. Like, I like literally, it would make me not confident anymore. I would panic. I would just be awkward and then everything would be awkward. And it's just like, you just gotta own it. Like,
Yeah, there's no such thing as an awkward conversation. There's only awkward people that make it uncomfortable. Like, if I fell out of my chair right now and my face got red and I sat on the floor like, oh my God, everyone's going to feel bad for me. They're going to get secondhand embarrassment, like watching that go down. But if I fell and immediately started laughing, I was like, dude, what the heck was that? Like, what just happened? That was hilarious. Like, yo, can we get a new chair in here?
yeah.
And like, I was just like so not bothered by it and like
I
made
might
it
still
into
get
a
the
joke.
egg, but
Like,
No.
all right, maybe she would get the egg. But we've all seen a not like good looking guy with like a gorgeous woman and like the guy doesn't even have money. And it's like, you go meet that guy. He's so confident and so freaking funny. You're like, dude, I could see why this girl is obsessed with you.
yeah. I mean, me and my girlfriends, and like, I think a lot of girls my age and just as we're maturing are starting to think more that way of like, we meet a guy, he has just like a great personality. We're all like, wow, like he's like cute, like someone like date him, whatever. But we can meet someone who like actually is like attractive and they're just such a douche. And then all of a sudden we're all like, ew. Like, it is all in your confidence and your personality. And like, yeah, obviously looks are like, you know, important, but it doesn't even come down to that anymore. And that's why you see couples like that. It's like, people just have confidence and they care and they ask questions, and like that's gonna win someone over versus like looks and material things in life.
Yeah, like I have to be confident. We go out in Boston, I'm surrounded by 6'2" studs just walking around with their jawline out. And I'm like, dude, that guy is low-key sexy. Like, what's good? But they're standing there all like awkward and not saying anything, and they're like scared to even speak. So I'm like, all right, I'm 5'9" and like pretty normal looking. Like, I got to set myself out from the crowd. I got to be funny. I got to talk to people. I got to make people feel important. Like, I got to separate myself.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of talk about like what it takes to be confident. Picture this. Like, I didn't go to the gym for the past 3 months and my body was changing for the worse. And I didn't get a haircut in weeks. And like I was all scruffy and just like not clean looking. And I didn't shower this morning, so I still had some like eye crusties and like just that like morning feeling when you don't feel fresh. Like, how I'm talking right now would probably be totally different. The theme I try to like teach new guys in the industry or anyone new I meet that's like looking to level up is like, you need to choose to do hard things. That's where confidence originates from. Experiencing hard things does not grow you. I'll give you an example. I crashed my car. That's hard, right? That's a hard thing I'm dealing with, but I didn't choose to do that, so I didn't grow at all. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then, yeah, I don't know why I just asked that. There's no one to answer. Does that make sense, audience? But I'll give you an example. I'm like, okay, I'm going to choose to wake up at 7 a.m. and take a cold shower and go to the gym and get like a really strenuous workout in. No one's making me do that. I'm choosing to do something hard. And I listened to a book. I forget which book it was, but essentially how he describes confidence is believing in your own decision making. And the analogy he uses is, picture there's 2 jars in front of you everywhere you go. And one jar is I followed through with what I said I was going to do. So every time you follow through with something you said you were going to do, you get to put a coin or a token or a vote into that jar. And then the jar on the right is you say you're going to do something and you don't. So whichever jar is more full determines how confident you are. So if I wake up, or if I go to bed every night saying, hey, I'm going to wake up at 7 and go to the gym, and then I keep not doing it, now I can't even trust myself. And that's where second guessing comes from. That's where now I'm at the bar and I see a pretty girl and I'm like, okay, I want to talk to her, but I don't even like trust myself. I'm like not feeling myself. Like I'm not sure how this is going to go. Could it go badly? Like what's going to happen? I'm just not going to talk to her. or I'm going to talk to her and embarrass the hell out of myself. Versus like, hey, I'm the type of person, like when I say I'm going to do something, I do it every single time. I feel clean. I look clean. Like I'm just feeling myself. Like I put in the work behind the scenes when no one's looking to instill confidence into myself. I deserve to go talk to her. I'm going to talk to her and have a great conversation.
Yeah.
So like doing hard things and sticking to your word is where confidence like truly comes from.
Yeah, I feel like for me personally, when I think back to like me in high school before I had any sales experience and life was just like easy and I didn't have really anything hard, I wasn't really dialed in life. Like I was just kind of having fun and it was good, but like I didn't really have the confidence I have now back then, and I didn't have anything challenging. I mean, like I had like little things, but now flash forward to college, start my first sales job, something hard I chose to do. Like I didn't have to have a job while I was in school, but I wanted to challenge myself, and it was probably the most challenging job I could pick, and faced rejection. And that was where I started to build up A, confidence, and B, like I just started to challenge myself more with like going to the gym and having a routine. Like I never had any of that when I think back to high school, and people are like, Reese, you're so put together. But like I really wasn't before. And now I just choose to do that solely for the purpose of like, I know it builds up my character and my confidence, and it does so much good for me in the end, even though it's like, I just as badly as you want to stay in bed and sleep in. Like this morning, oh my God, I did not want to wake up, but I did. And I went to the gym. And the only reason I do that is not for the looks, like I've said on here and to you. It's literally for my mind and my confidence and growth. And it's like such a cheat code, but it's real.
I'm big on like cold water exposure. Just YouTube Wim Hof. WIM space HOFF yes theory. So the yes theory guys are like huge on YouTube. A lot of people know of them. I didn't until I saw this video, but it's just like this group of awesome dudes, and they go out and like do really challenging stuff. Wim Hof, they call him the Iceman. He lives in Poland. He's like this old dude. He broke all these like scientific theories of like how long a human being could withstand cold exposure. He hiked like stage 1 of Mount Everest in a bathing suit and flip-flops. And scientists were like, that shouldn't be possible. Like based off everything we've known about the human body, you're not supposed to be able to do that. And he's just so big on like pushing the boundaries. He got me into ice baths. Like me and my buddies, we just have this 100-gallon tank at home, and it freezes over in the winter, obviously. And we go out there with a hammer at like 8 in the morning. We smash the ice and we sit in it for like 3 to 5 minutes at a time. And the reason why, it's not just for our bodies. Like it has great benefits, blood circulation, it builds up your white blood cells to help fight off diseases. But the reason why I do it is not for those reasons, it's for my mind. One thing I heard in that video that stuck with me to this day, I watched this video years ago and I've still been doing the cold exposure thing, is the feeling, the shock that your body feels when you get into ice cold water. Like we all jumped into like a super, super cold body of water, or we got in the shower and then turned the water on. I don't know who does that, but if you did and it comes out like freezing cold, like you literally can't breathe, that shock, that is called stress. And it's the same stress that we face in like day-to-day life. Where like an order cancels, or you're still on a work appointment, but you have like a important dinner you have to be at 40 minutes from now, and you have to go home, shower, get ready, and make it there, and like you're super stressed. It's the same stress. Your body can't tell it apart. That like cold shock is literally the most intense stress the human body can face on Earth. Like that stress is more intense than you're face to face with a lion in the wilderness. So the reason why I do it is if I could manage my stress in the most difficult, stressful situation, which is sitting in an ice bath for 5 minutes, anything else I experience during the day, I'm going to be cool as a cucumber. Like a customer slams the door in my face, they say whatever, Reese is pissed at me. I crash my car. Like anything happens, I'm like, cool. I already handled the most stressful situation. This is a couple levels below that. This is no problem. I'm good to go. The problem is people nowadays, especially our generation, we're all about comfort. Oh, I'm tired and my bed's cozy and I love TikTok. So I'm going to wake up whenever I wake up. So like 10:15. And then I'm going to grab my phone first thing I do. And I'm going to stay on that for like 2 hours. And then I'm going to go take a really hot, cozy shower. And then I'm going to go downstairs and eat a bagel because it's like really tasty. And like, your stress level's way down here because you're just comfort, comfort, comfort. And then one bad thing happens that day and you're like, oh my God, I can't handle it. I'm freaking out. Like the sky is falling. And you're like, dude, you just take it so easy on yourself. The second something hard happens, like all hell breaks loose. It's like you need to choose to do the hard shit. So when the hard shit in life naturally comes, because it's going to happen every single day, now you're way better prepared to deal with it.
I think that's like why I've come to really like being more of like a morning person, having a morning routine and doing all like my harder things like right away in the day. Cause yeah, if I have like a cozy, slow morning, something's going to really bother me if something goes wrong that day. But I try and just like challenge myself first thing in the morning, and then you realize everything else isn't that serious.
Yeah.
Something else I want to talk about is like persistency with people and with sales. Because I think about us and just thinking back to the story that Dom started this episode out with of how we met. He left out quite a few bits and pieces, but one thing he left out is how persistent he was with me before I actually started to date him and let him in. Because yeah, we had our little fun reconnecting moment, but then I was like, okay, that was fun. Ta-ta. I want to talk about how persistency can like help versus hurt, because I've experienced this with sales too, and like being so persistent with people and finally getting the sale, but sometimes being so persistent with people and they get pissed off. How do we find this like fine line?
As it relates to us, forgive me, I'm not like remembering fully. Typically when I do something embarrassing, like my mind is awesome. It just like blanks it out so I don't have to deal with it anymore. I do remember like after the couple days she was in Connecticut and we were like super into each other and super excited of where this is going to go. She goes back home to Boston and then I'm like, cool, like when do you want to see each other again? And she said something like, I don't know if we're going to, or something like that.
Something like that.
Like completely blindsided. It's not like if someone was watching us over those couple days, they were like, oh, this is awkward. Dom's super into her. She's not into him. It was like, no. I was like, she's super into me. I'm super into her. This is so awesome and exciting. So when she said that, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, of course we're seeing each other again. That's not what I was asking. I'm asking, when are we seeing each other again? And, you know, handled her objections, whatever, let her know that she was just about to make the worst decision of her life. So we saw each other again, obviously.
After a lot of persuasion and persistency. So back to my question.
But an easy way to handle that is apologize for being persistent. So I would say, hey, Reese, forgive me for being persistent on this. The reason why I am is because blank. And
come on, keep role playing.
On our topic.
Yeah, why are you being so persistent? I said no, I'm not going to see you again.
Okay, I'll role play it. Hey, Reese, forgive me. I'm not trying to be pushy and be that kind of guy that is like, please hang out with me again. Like, that's not at all the message I'm trying to send. However, like the reason why I'm being so persistent is I didn't think it was like a one-sided thing. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt that like we had a connection, like you enjoyed the couple days that we were together. Like, did I just read that wrong?
No, we did. Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm going to isolate her objection and see what the root of her saying, I don't know if I want to see you again, truly is. Now that I know, like, okay, I wasn't misreading the situation, now I want to see, like, what's truly causing her to maybe not want to see me again. Okay, Hey, I'm glad. It would have been weird if you were like, no, dude, I was not into you at all. I was just kind of trapped in Connecticut with you. So I was like being friendly. So I'm glad to hear I'm not like a psycho and misread the situation. So let me ask you, like, if you had a good time, like, is it like the distance thing? Like, you're worried about that? Is it like you just got out of school and you want to be like free and explore your options? Like, I'm sure there's a reason why you're like nervous to come back and like see where this goes. So like, what kind of is it?
Yeah, it's because I just got out of school and I have other things I got to focus on now. New chapter.
Yeah, I totally hear it. Like, let me ask you, like, what do you want? What's like the ideal?
Here we go.
What's
What
like
do you
the
want?
what's the ideal like next 6 to 12 months for Reese, where like you turn around in 12 months and you're like, yes, this was perfect, exactly what I wanted.
Oh, just move away to Italy. Yeah.
Okay.
Start my life there in my young 20s. Work at a little cafe. Use all the money I've saved up in college and just enjoy my 20s. Yeah.
That is so freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I hope that happens for you. I really do. I just wouldn't be able to live with myself if I just kind of left it at that. Like, I had such a great time with you. You're just so authentic. I've known you for so long. If you're like, Dom, it was fun, but let's just stay friends, like, I would love to have you in my life as a friend. But like, I really did feel a connection. Even if you are going to Italy one day, I would love to at least like see you again and just like have a good time. Like, are you open to that, or are you like, no, Dom, sorry?
I'm open.
All right, cool. So I would love to like go to the beach next week. Like, are you around?
I am.
Cool.
And we
guess
did.
what? We went to the beach.
We went to the beach.
Our first date.
And we got some margs and tacos on the beach. And he sold me.
And the key there is like, I truly wanted what she wanted. Like, I'm not saying, okay, like, I'm going to say I want her to accomplish her Italy dream, but it's like backhanded and secretly I don't. Like, of course I don't want her to move away to Italy. Like, when you truly have someone's like best intentions in mind and like you truly want for them what they truly want, like, they feel that, they sense the genuineness of what you're saying, and it's just like way more powerful. Because like, I really don't remember like specifically what that conversation was, but I'm sure I handled it how I handle all my conversations, where like she told me what she wanted and I was like, okay, like, I really do want that for you too. Like, I care about you. I want you to have like the life that you want. I would love if I was in it in some way, but like, do your thing.
So then we went to Italy together.
And I took her to Italy too. Yeah.
I just think that being persistent, the most important thing you can do is say to someone, like, forgive me if I'm seeming a little too persistent here, but I'd rather ask for the forgiveness in that case versus like not try. You never know. Then there's a whole what if. Yeah, worst case, you fail, you embarrass yourself, whatever the case is, but like, you did all you could. And I try and do that with relationships, with work, sales. It's like, I'm just going to give this all I can until I get to a point where I know I did all I could. On a work day, if I don't get a sale that day, I am totally fine with that if I literally did everything I could that day and I worked super hard, versus I slacked off, I called people for an hour, was lazy, didn't get a sale, then I'm going to beat myself up over it. Same with relationships. If I just like didn't try because I was nervous and I just like thought it wasn't going to work, I'm always going to beat myself up for that. Whether it's with you or with friendships, know that you did everything you could and let them know that too. Let them know that you don't try and be persistent, but you just care.
It goes back to what we said earlier. Like, if your name's on something, give your very best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, regret doesn't come from not getting what you want. It comes from like knowing that you didn't give your best and you didn't get what you want. So like, yeah, if I just let Reese go because she sent that text to me, it's like that feeling would eat me up. But if I handled it the way I did and like we still didn't work out, now I could sleep at night. Now it's like, all right, hey, wasn't God's plan. I did everything I can. Like, how silly would it be for me to beat myself up because I didn't get what I wanted, even though I did give my very best?
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing left to give.
Yeah. All right. We've been yapping away. Time has been flying. So we're going to end this off with some rapid fire. Might cause a little bit of disagreement, but we're going to give it a go. I have a few questions for us both to answer here. And yeah. So the first one, who usually gets their way?
I pray
Me.
to God she doesn't say I do.
No, I do.
Okay.
I usually do. I'll admit. I usually get my way.
Can I talk to that?
Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah, but we're rapid firing. So quick note.
All right. It's controversial.
Okay.
And like Reese hates when, doesn't hate, she dislikes when I talk about it. But I'm big on like the man in the relationship has the final say. And now that I have a platform to communicate this to a bunch of people, I'm so excited to talk about it.
He's super excited, guys.
Here's what girls hear nowadays. They hear, oh, I'm just like my boyfriend or husband's slave. He lives a cool life, and I'm just over here and no one gives a crap about what I want. That's not what it means. Like, Reese just said it's always her way. Like, she always gets what she wants. But I like having the final say when it comes down to like the final decision. The key for you girls is pick a guy you know is always going to make a decision that serves you the best and is in your best interest. So like, yeah, I would hate if I were you, I had the final say and you're like, I really want to go to Italy. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to. And then we didn't go to Italy. And then it's, oh, I really want like a day together. And I'm like, too bad, I'm golfing with my buddies. Like, yeah, then having the guy have the final say sounds horrible from your perspective. But knowing, like, in Reese's shoes, knowing that, like, I'm always going to make the decision that, like, makes her happiest, the guy having the final say is really just, like, an easy way to get to a decision. Versus, like, both people bickering and, like, no one actually having a decision. You talk to most happily married couples, both of them are on the same page. Like, yeah, my husband has the final say, but I basically get everything I want.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I think it should be. And we need more like good guys out there who aren't selfish and who are always going to like take care of their woman. But in order for that to happen, like, we need more women who are willing to be a little bit more submissive and be like, yeah, I trust my man. He's got my back every decision he makes. Like, hey, Dom, whatever your decision is, like, I'm all for it. Full support.
Yeah. So I guess if you want to get what you want, pick a guy that's going to want similar things and want the best for you, and then you're going to get what you want. Mm-hmm. And then we both win.
Because here's the thing. If you keep wanting things and making the decision of, like, I'm going to decide this because it's what I want, and that's going to rub off on me, and I'm going to be like, all right, fine. I'm going to make decisions based off what I want then. And now we grow into this resentment where it's just like a 1v1 in our relationship, like who could get the most of what they want. Versus like, hey, I'm going to let Dom decide every time, but I'm going to communicate what I want. And I'm like, Reese is amazing. She's the best support system. I'm going to get her what she wants as much as I possibly can. Now it's like a competition of who could give the other one more stuff. And we both feel so like loved and appreciated.
Yeah. All right, back to the rapid fire.
Yeah. Slow fire.
We're going to have an hour for every question. Okay. Who is more persuasive? I would say you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he really tries.
I try my best.
I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Who's better at handling objections?
I'm going to vote me again.
All right. So if it had to come down to a decision, I would say you, but I also think it depends on the objection and the situation, because I feel like in sales, I'm just thinking about like us when we, are working together, I'm going to be better at handling an objection with like a woman or like someone that I'm like vibing with, or a objection that I'm just really good at handling than you. But like in general, I think you're good at like universally handling objections. Yeah.
I just think Reese gets less objections because people like her more.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have more practice.
Yeah. People don't really like me a ton, so I get more objections. So I have to be good at it.
Who is more patient in conversations?
Take it away. You answer.
All right. I'm going to say me in conversations that are like you get like really frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like you're better at handling a conversation. I think I'm more patient. Would you agree?
You're way more patient.
Okay.
If you said some of the stuff I say to you, I'd probably just like punch a hole in the wall and walk out. Like sometimes I look back on one of our conversations, I'm like, dude, you're annoying as hell. Like you're so opinionated. You talk as if it's like your way or the highway. Like that must suck for her.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there like,
He loves to get a reaction out of me, and I just sit there and I'm like, is there someone talking somewhere?
and I know when to stop when she's like, okay, you're pissing me off now. You should stop.
Okay, like yeah, like now it's time to stop.
I'm like, okay. Like a
It
little
was
kid
fun.
that got yelled at. I'm like, okay.
Who's better at negotiating? I'd say you.
Yeah, it's just
Like
like
debates and negotiating, and like that's like your wheelhouse.
negotiating is so fun because it's just like a series of questions. Like the Never Split the Difference book I was talking about, all it's about is negotiating, hence the title, Never Split the Difference. But if you could ask a series of questions, you don't have to negotiate at all. You're I don't want to say the opposing side will negotiate against themselves. So the example I heard in the book is like a terrorist organization takes an American civilian and they're like, give us $1 million or we're going to kill them. And the negotiator is like, how are we supposed to get $1 million for you by the end of the day tomorrow? And we don't even know if the hostage is still alive. And it gets the opposing party thinking like, how are they supposed to get $1 million? They don't just have like a duffel bag of cash waiting for this to happen. And they're right. Like they really don't know if they're alive. And then they're like, okay, well, maybe not $1 million, maybe like 100,000. And here, we'll put them on the phone. And then you just keep asking questions and asking questions. And we do that with Cutco too, and solar and all of our jobs. It's like reselling insurance. It's like, hey, like, can we do like $100 a month instead of 120? And Reese is like, that sounds awesome. Like, I would love to give you $100 a month. Like, how do you expect me to get it to $100 a month? And they're like, I don't know. Can't you just knock it down a bit? And she's like, that would be super cool if I could.
Yeah, I'd love to.
But these are just policies. Like, would you be more comfortable with like less coverage? And they're like, no. And then she's like, I'm sorry, like I don't own the insurance company. I can't just like make up numbers. So like we could either do less coverage or the 120. And then they're like, okay, that makes sense. We'll do the 120.
Yeah. That's an update for later. Another career on the belt.
Oh, did I just spill your tea?
We'll get there.
My bad.
Okay. Who usually picks the restaurant?
I do because
indecisive.
yeah, she can't.
I can't pick the food that I want on the menu.
It took her 45 minutes to put this outfit on. I'm like, yeah, that outfit. She gets pissed at me. I see one thing. I'm like, cool, I'll book it.
Yeah.
And
but
she's
see,
like,
that's
you
the
got to
problem.
explore your options.
I'm teaching him why it's better to explore options.
It's not.
It is.
I could have explored options with you, and
It
we
is.
might not be dating.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this girl's smoking hot and super cool. I'll just date her.
Who's more stubborn? You.
Yeah.
Who apologizes first? You.
Yeah. Who apologizes in general?
Not me.
I do.
Who talks their way out of things better? Probably you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I really try and talk myself out of much. You definitely do.
You're just like, this is how it is.
Yeah. I'm like,
Deal with
take it
it.
or leave it.
Yeah.
You signed up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Who would close more sales in a day?
Reese.
Me.
Proven statistically. You can look at the data, and it's her.
Who is better at staying confident after rejection? I'd say you.
I was gonna say you.
Yes, but
I get in my head.
I get flustered sometimes. Like
Yeah.
my face gets red. I get like a little embarrassed in moments, but I feel like you keep your cool.
It's just like her perseverance and work ethic helps you accomplish your goals even when you get your teeth kicked in.
Yeah, I don't get like down on myself like that bad, but you definitely do.
Yeah, like if I'm knocking doors and like I get a bunch of no's to start the day, it's very hard for me to stay out there all day. Whereas you're like, no, I said I was going to get 100 doors. My day sucks, but I'm still going to do it.
I'm almost like, that's why I'm going to still do this right now, because if I don't, then my day officially sucks.
Yeah.
So let's get something good out of it.
Yeah.
Who would win in a door-to-door competition?
Reese again.
Me again.
Are any of these questions going to make me look good?
The final one goes to you here. Who is more competitive?
That's not even a good thing, though. I get hate for being competitive.
All right, you have one last question?
Do I have one?
Yeah.
I wasn't prepped for this.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Who's more emotional? Me. Me. My final question for everyone and for you. If someone listening wanted to get better at conversations, persuasion, relationships, and handling objections, what is the one thing that they should start doing immediately?
I'm a very big fan of baby steps.
Right, left, baby step. I love you, Dean.
If you're the type of person that is sleeping until 10:15 and sitting on TikTok until 12 and starting your day late, for you to say, okay, moving forward, I'm going to wake up at 7 and take a ice bath and then go to the gym and do all this crazy stuff, like you're just setting yourself up for success. So I would say baby steps. Maybe like you don't change anything, but instead of listening to music in the car, you just put an audiobook on. Audiobooks are such a cheat code. It's just going to fill you with new, exciting ideas that you're so excited to take action on. That's going to be a ripple effect for like everything else we talked about today, where it's going to create that desire for you to be like, ooh, now I kind of want to wake up earlier. Now I kind of want to be better at having conversations. Now I want to do something uncomfortable to like challenge myself and grow. Mm-hmm. So I would just say like, dude, fire up the audiobooks in the car and just see where that takes you.
Use your car as education. It's like the most education you can get. I would say like applaud to you if you're here at the end of this episode. Honestly, take from this as much as you can. And don't overwhelm yourself with it. Like he said, baby steps, and just maybe make a list of like all the things you liked from this episode and just things you've wanted to do and put off, and pick one to start and take the baby step. And then, you know, everything else will be easier as it goes.
Totally.
All right. Well, I really do hope you guys see this around St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to do my best. I think that I can do it. But thank you so much for listening, watching, wherever you're tuning in. I'm so glad you all got to hear from Dom finally. He is a very wise man, and I am very lucky. And thank you all for continuing to keep this podcast alive. Bye, guys.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.